Now, y'all have heard me talk about the different things that need to change in the police departments across this country. For instance, qualified immunity, that's got to go. Investigating yourselves has got to go. Unions have got to go. Police need to hold their own, pay for their own insurance. 4 year of training and education. And we could go on. But today we're talking about the unions, which is one of the biggest things. And I don't know how many people realize the power of the unions, but they are one of the biggest problems. You couple them with everything else, you're asking for nothing but corrupt police. And that's what we're seeing, and that's what we're seeing people out there on the streets protesting for. And the police don't care for the most part. They're even making it worse, and I don't even, because they just can't give up that power and that ego trip they're on. But anyway, today is about the unions and about this cop right here. Headline: Florida Police Union Chief is suspended after he encouraged cops from departments accused of misconduct to apply for jobs in his state, which is Florida. The president of a fraternal order of police chapter was suspended by the sheriff's office on Wednesday due to social media posts. Lieutenant Bert Gamin's post encouraged officers linked to departments accused of using excessive force during recent protests to apply for jobs in Florida. He wrote, "Hey, Buffalo 57 and the Atlantic 6. Remember, Buffalo 57 was where they, at a protest, peaceful protest, there was a 75-year-old that they pushed and knocked him down, and he hit his head and was out cold, and blood was running out his ear or head or something, someplace in the head. Kind of looked like his ears. Anyway, and the Atlantic 6 was where the cops pulled the two college kids out of the car just because they were on the streets driving while there was a protest going on. And they tased them. All right, anyway, he wrote, "Hey, Buffalo 57, Atlantic 6, we are hiring in Florida. Lower taxes, no spineless leadership, or dumb mayors rambling on at press conferences." We go on. In Buffalo, New York 57 police officers stepped down from the department's crowd control unit last week, objecting to the suspensions of two cops. Now, I've heard different stories, like they quit the department, but here it's saying they stepped down from the crowd control, of course, because they're not going to give up their jobs and their power and their ego trips. The suspension, we go on, it came after the officers were seen shoving a 75-year-old protester who fell and injured his head. In Atlanta, 2 officers were fired and faced criminal charges after they used tasers on students pulled from a car. 4 other cops were placed on desk duty. Given also posted, Minneapolis officers, "We will not disband our agencies or give in. We are hiring in Florida." It was after the city announced plans to transform law enforcement following the killing of George Floyd at the hands of cops, including Derek Chauvin. The president of the Fraternal Order of Police chapter along Florida's Space Coast was suspended after the sheriff's office as it investigates him for encouraging officers linked to the department accused of using excessive force to apply for jobs in Florida. All right, so, the article goes on and basically just restates what we've been through. And this is him again. Lieutenant Bert Gamin. This is a traitor to the people. The people he was hired by. He took an oath. He doesn't care. He's basically saying, we want bad cops. Come on down here. We'll protect you. We love you. You're the kind of cops we need and want. And that is the kind of stuff that people are protesting about. That is the kind of thing people are upset about. The police departments around this country think they're special, think they're above us. They don't care what the laws are in general. They don't care about the Constitution. It's about ego, power-tripping thugs. And I know that's a general statement, but in this day and age, it's pretty much widespread. You do not know who the good cops and bad cops are. There are so many of them. You'd best just keep your mouth shut. Don't say a word, because they will lie about what you said. They will twist what you said. They will falsify charges. They will falsify documentation. They'll lie in court. They'll be backed up by the unions. They'll be backed up by the DA. If you're in a local court, the judges are going to give the more credence to the police officer than you. We know that we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but in this day and age, you basically have to prove yourself innocent. If a cop says you're guilty, you're pretty much guilty. And that's part of our own fault, because a lot of people that would be on that jury, if you've got the jury going, are going to believe that cop over you. That's why we video. That's why we say video anytime you're approached by a cop. Anytime you have any dealings with the cop. Get it on video. And it's best to have that video go to the cloud or stream it to a service, because they have no problems destroying that evidence and erasing it. And they have no problems forgetting to turn their cameras on, or the camera failed, or whatever. Their videos just seem to disappear and be hidden or destroyed. And if you think this is just an isolated incident, here you go. Remember this guy? Houston Union President Joe Gamaldi, the little weasel. Remember what he said?
Ones that are out there spreading the rhetoric that police officers are the enemy, well, just know we've all got your number now. We're going to be keeping track of all of y'all, and we're going to make sure that we hold you accountable every time you stir the pot on our police officers. We've had enough, folks. We're out there doing our jobs every day, putting our lives on the line for our families.
I don't know about you. That statement is pretty forthright. If you don't agree with us and you expose us, we're going to get you. And they do. We've had several cases where this idiot and the Houston police are going after activists intentionally because they're exposing them. This little weasel knows exactly what he's saying. And here, this is the 75-year-old. There's absolutely no reason for this. He's just standing there. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not violent. He's just protesting. And they push him down and don't care. Well, anyway, I think I got my point here. So just remember, never talk to the cops. They can't be trusted. This is P&P News. We're out of here. Y'all be safe. See y'all next time.